Well, to the locals, it's still and will always be Heinz Field. But for the rest of us, we're along the north shore of the Allegheny and Ohio rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's been a great day of football to begin the season, and now it's time for our main event. We're off on Sunday night.
Let's get it.
And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action in this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. And they send it straight ahead with the front.
None of that.
After a gain of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Russ now from the gun.
Oh, wow.
DK Metcalf. Keeps on moving into the red zone.
Fucking acrobat.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
And he's going to field this in the end zone without a return, so they'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground.
We running shit over.
Up at the 46-yard line.
1st down.
It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that.
Load that box up. Just what I want.
In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake.
Load that box up. Just what I want.
Like we just saw. And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting
Pinch O block, nano blitz. Okay.
Quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Lamar now from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Cole Holcomb has it.
Throw it straight to him.
Right sideline. And he makes the Hats go. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. So now it's 13-zip, Brock, and they've got to be even happier knowing that multiple phases of their game contributed to this lead early on.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the defense probably not going to keep up with the offensive scoring touchdown for touchdown, but you can't script a better start.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And this is taken in the end zone but not returned, so they'll take it out to the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
This is Henry on second. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
X factor to everybody in the fucking D-line.
First down, and they go right back to it.
I'm going to run this nigga's knees in the dirt.
A nice 6-yard pickup.
I don't get a drink. It's 14-0. Yeah, it starts out like that for me. First game after 30 weeks. Sherman.
And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
On second down, here's Henry again.
Ball forward. Hit me forward. There we go. Hit me forward.
The 46-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and that's good for a Ravens first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on first. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
From the 42. Complete Derrick Henry. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. From the gun, Jackson.
I was out the pocket.
But he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Man in motion here. Here we go. Second and very long. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So now it's going to be third and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Are you fucking kidding me, dog? Okay. Off the helmet, tipped.
Obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is what so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Chubb running out of the gun. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Well,
17-0, let's go.
To knock it free. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. On the left hash, 34 yards away. Dicker connects there. It sails right through a beautifully placed football.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here, but they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Let's open up this playbook.
That's the end of the first quarter and our first Sunday night game of the season. 17-0 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Jackson to throw it. Oh no,
That is
they did it
PI.
again. And the Steelers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Okay, back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's going to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
They run it from the gun with Chubb. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the gun, it's Wilson. On the move, headed right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Chubb going for the marker. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority and the majority.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh! So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners. They'll be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. That's well done.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. He was looking for Mark Andrews. So it's second down coming up. Out of the gun, Henry. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Jackson now on third. Henry on the catch. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They're going for this. Completed to Flowers. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Offense up to the line fast. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Flowers will go in motion left. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He's got Andrews. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. That's taken in by Henry. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
They motion a receiver left. Jackson on 3rd and 1. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Bullock's kick is good. There's a flag down, and if this is defensive, could give them a first down. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going. You hate to see this on fourth down for that defense, roughing the kicker. Now they've got a first inside the red zone. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. It's the Ravens looking at 1st and 10. Lamar off the play fake. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
That's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field. That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Yeah, this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down. The Steelers set to punt it. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. The Steelers calling their first time out, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. On is Matt Ariza to send this one away. And this is going to be his first punt of the new season. Oh, what a hit! Jars the ball loose! And they steal it back on the return. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Oh, baby, that was sweet. They popped him before he could even get started on that return.
Imagine running down the field, navigating all those guys that want to block you. You get free, and I'm sure part of these guys on this punt coverage team, Kate, are wondering, was he going to wave his hand? Is it going to be a fair catch? Was it all for naught? No, it was not. And they get a chance to lay the wood, and they deliver.
Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Wilson now from the gun. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get more points to end a lopsided first half. George Pickens the touchdown. One after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers grow their lead yet again. Now Boswell on to send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. First down, here's Lamar. He'll get this to Henry. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
First and 10, here's Jackson. Gets everything he has under this throw. They connect on the deep shot. And he's finally out of bounds. Just a step away from the end zone at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. First and goal here. Back now, pressure on its way. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one.
Well, I've always wanted to ask this, so this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely. Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and it puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. Escapes the pocket. On the run right. Throwing deep down the side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Here's Lamar. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by the special teams ace, Miles Killebrew. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to third down and 3. Blitz coming, Lamar. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them, trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Lamar now from the gun. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on fourth down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Trying down the middle with Henry. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Play fake, Jackson. Taken in by Likely. We're working a couple of yards past the line. That stop made by T.J. Watt.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They've got a man in motion. Now Jackson on third down. Connects with Bateman. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. From the gun, Jackson. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Russ now from the gun. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throw complete to Warren. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, it did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Wilson. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Slot man motioned over. On first down, they'll run. Continuing to dig. He's inside the 25. There it is. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers keep running away with this. George Pickens, the touchdown. Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers continue piling onto this lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Finds a seam down the middle. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens putting up points in a game decided. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. Justin Tucker to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. They're going down swinging. We see here getting ready for an onside kick. Oh, and the kicking team's got it. All right, so a positive play for them, if nothing else. Game seems pretty far out of reach at this point, but still, had to try the onside kick in that spot.
You know what that was? It was two things, Kate. A, it's a good chance to practice your onside kick in a pretty low-pressure environment. But B, and so much more importantly, is down the road in a game where you're going to really need it. That gives you the confidence that you can get it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it's going to be 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
He's got the hook up to Cooper. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down throw for Jackson. He's got it near the 8. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens making the scoreboard look a touch better. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens cut the lead by a quarter. Down now to 21. Down by 3 scores. Their hand is forced. They're going to try the onside kick here. And this is recovered by the Steeler hands team. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They give inside to Chubb. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space, like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone can finally get to him.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. Joe brings it in. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it or, in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Here's Chubb up the middle. And this time they won't surrender anything. They wrap him up at the line. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. That crunches off the right upright. No good. And the lead does not change. It's still 21 points.
Something I would have never said 20 years ago, Kate, when I started this business, but it rattles through my big old noggin now. That miss really has an effect on fantasy football owners more than anybody else. Imagine the poor soul somewhere, anywhere, who ends up losing the fantasy this week specifically because of that miss.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Working quickly here. 3rd and 2, here's Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. That play good for 17 and a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
On first down, Jackson. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get it back to within 2 possessions. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Down 2 scores, and with 2 timeouts left, this onside recovery is a must-get for them. And this is recovered by the Steeler hands team. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. No one around. He's got space. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers make it a 3-score game in the 4th. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers stretch their lead to 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. And he elects not to bring this one out, so no run back, and we'll pick things up from the 30-yard line. the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Trying for the deep ball. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get it back to within 2 possessions. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That is as efficient as an offense can be. 1 play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
They'll set up for the onside kick that they must recover. Just 1 timeout left in their pocket. And this is recovered by the Steeler hands team.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. The give now to Chubb, and he's brought down for a loss. Now we get a pause, Brock, as the defense uses its final timeout, so the clock only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Again, it's Chubb. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Steelers looking like they'll start this season with a win. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Wilson now from the gun. He lets one fly deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he won't opt to bring this one out. Content to keep it in the end zone and start their drive at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now it's Lamar. Buys time, rolling right. He's on the move. They get to him, and he loses the football. It's out. Steelers have it, heading the other way. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. 1 play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
And off to Chubb to start the drive. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Wilson. He's throwing deep to the left side. Brought in inside the 20. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers put up even more points in a win. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Oh, it's a fake. Looks like they're going to throw. They got it. That's caught for 2. So the fake works out. They surprise them by adding 2 to their lead.
The distance normally dissuades anyone from trying to fake. He laughed in the face of danger, though, with that call, and fortunately, his guys delivered.
And it's fielded but not returned from the end zone, so the ball's going to be placed at the 30-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Getting out to his left. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down.
I think more than ever, QBs today are so good at doing this, Kate, buying himself enough time and actually finding a target downfield. Just this time, he couldn't quite make that connection.
Throwing again is Lamar. Forced out to his right. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now from the gun. And the streak continues. Another one hits the ground.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Jackson yet again. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, I get it. It's already over. But go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. He sends this one to the end zone. Big gain downfield. And they're not stopping the destruction, partner. That is caught. Touchdown. The Steelers continue piling it on here in the 4th. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. His 4th receiving score of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Steelers continue adding on to that lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. He's on the move. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore.